Well, hello, and welcome to a bit of an interesting, different thing. I had an intention to do a sort of special Pride-themed game playing and, go with a bigger, meatier game, but then this happened. A wonderfully Pride-connected game that's actually in my wheelhouse dropped a demo, and I backed this on Kickstarter, so I already was really into this. And a friend of mine's working on it, so this seemed a perfect time to do just a very simple playthrough of a bit of the Lawfinder demo. Alright, this is our first screen. I've been given the movement, jump, interact, and full screen options. And I can now look back. Yes, press F to have regrets. So, this is Casey. They're a non-binary detective, I believe. I don't know what the game's going to tell you about them, so it's all a bit mystery. What we do know about Casey is that they can jump. Okay, so not to get super boring Mega Man-ish person on this, but do you notice this? This shows you that the screens are going to behave this way. The very first time you interact in a safe environment, you can jump off the top of one and you can slide down to the next one. Like they don't snap you to the next screen. Oh. What the devil is that? Well, Richard sounds like a dick. Oh, no, sorry, that's not funny. That's not meant to be funny. Cool. Cool. I do like that they refer to their dad as Richard. Okay, so that's the save button. Neat. Well, that looks like advancements, so what we're going to do is drop down and check it out down here, because we like to explore things. Ooh. Ooh. A key of some variety. This has the air of a recovery path. Very normal. Well, we know it's down there. Trying not to be rude and click through the text too quickly, and I also don't feel comfortable reading their voices aloud. Though, I mean, I could do this one just fine, though, because it comes across as very officious and unpleasant. I don't have the time to explain that either. You wouldn't believe me if I tried. Just listen. On the other hand, Casey's voice, I have the opposite of an androgynous voice, so I don't feel comfortable trying to voice a non-binary character off the cuff. If only because it comes with a lot of projected baggage and kind of imposes gender of my voice on that character. What I'm saying is that voice actors who could do a variety of genders and tones in their voice are remarkable and deserve more money. Okay. So that's been a bit of wandery, explory that's kind of required me to like learn the basics of movement and pay attention, use the operation of you know, it's rewarded me for some exploration, and it's gotten me used to the way things move. Okay. He's either eating someone or taking a massive poop in those robes. Aren't they all lonely deaths? That's it? Just dead? Oh no, I've had my mouse on screen for all this time. I'm so sorry, people who were bothered by that. Oh. Alright. And here you have those branches that tell you that there's a chance to get something you can go up higher. Oh, what great sound lines. Look at those big, chunky, speaky effects. Cool. That is pretty cool. Deliberate vagueness in Lovecraftian narrative is often a problem because there's no reason why the Lovecraftian vision has to be just like really unhelpful. Which means that typically Lovecraft preyed on the fact that you never actually got a good look at any of the stuff he was telling you about. Oh. And that vagueness meant that things got to be very creepy, but only creepy because of how they looked, not because of what was actually there. And you know, you, the viewer, the reader, would never have a really meaningful option for understanding that. And yeah, I think I'm jumping the gun here. Anyway, but if in the Lovecraftian horror, as she is presented here, your avenue for learning things is a player or a character who has a reason to not tell you things, that's a way that you can keep that tension and that suspense before people see things. Because, you know, people often have the very astute observation that, hey, a lot of these stories would be solved if someone just talked to someone else. Oh, neat. KC has a girlfriend. Oh, that's... I appreciate the directness there. I'm bumping my Z key to keep the screen moving, so that means that KC in my version is just very shooty. Ooh. super normal. Oh. Ain't you bad news. Wonder why you took such a beating. I do appreciate that Casey seems to be just, like, handling it. Like, they're being presented with stuff that's wild, and they're just like, okay. I still... Gun still works. Cool. I love this duality of realities thing. That's very cool. I mean, I guess I knew I was going to be a mark for this game. I did back it on Kickstarter for a reason. Hey, do you follow? Yeah, okay, so you've got an attention span. Yeah. And I do have a bar of some variety that is draining, though admittedly very, very... I think it just, you know, had to get turned on. So, an interesting point raised there is that in Lovecraftian horror, knowing is foundationally dangerous. And, oh, neat. And therefore, knowledge and its inappropriate application is fundamentally a problem in the narrative. This is you know, blatantly anti-intellectual, and for a dude who was so into researchers and science and scientists, Lovecraft had a really pathetic vision of what, you know, what a human brain could handle, like, you know, brown people. I've got an article going that I think went up earlier this week about... Whoop, whoa, this is just all going wrong. An article going up, I believe, this week about how Lovecraft's fundamental worldview is itself alien to us. Because it relies on a vision of race and racism that is itself completely inimical to our coherent vision of the world. Like, we know the world is not the terrible place that he thought it was. Am I going to get chased? I'm going to get chased. Okay. Don't... Okay, yep. Very sharp death. I like the fast reload of the death, I'll give it that. But yeah, that vision of the alien self as being fundamental to how these things even functioned in the world was very important. Ugh. So we have two different competing voices trying to describe the world to you, and neither of them can give you a coherent vision. One because they don't trust you, and one because they don't understand you. That's pretty cool. That's one of the problems with maintaining horror and tension in this kind of game is just, like, you're dealing with things that you're going to see, and you're dealing with things you're going to shoot. So it can be very difficult for the author to have a good handle on on how to make it so people can understand. Oh, neat. Have a good handle on how people can understand what they don't know yet, and that need to not know is itself a really interesting component of. Come on, you grody bugger. That need to limit information is a big and interesting part of how you maintain horror. I guess this is just a gun that you can use while you're moving. So obviously, as with the kind of gamer I am, I'm just going to use the gun all the time. I'm pretty sure there's a spooky guy in here, so slip on past. That's it. Guns to the shins. Anyway, so by giving the character two different competing voices that can be both providing more information and be really unhelpful, the story has got this really nice framing device that gives you someone to be mad at for this stuff. You're not just going to be functioning on a sort of general well, you know, that's just how things be in the big city. You know, you're not going to deal with a character who is annoyingly unhelpful in the same way. Okay, that looks like something I need to, like, overcome to get there. This does look doable, though. Hey, this does not. Alright, I'm gonna give this one shot. Nope, not happening. Okay, that's something I clearly need to come back to when I have the obligatory Metroidvania power-up that will let me do it. Pew pew pew! Been up there. Well, that was dumb. My advice, pro strat, don't do that. That's silly. It's a thing for dingle hoppers to do. Turn that off to recharge. Hello, eyes. The floating eyeballs are almost charming. I've been down there and to no avail. But what about here? Okay. Alright, at this point I think I've hit that point where I'm repeating something, and anyone who's not me is watching this will be going, "But the thing you just passed! Ah, you doofus!" There's a thick layer of dust and also intergalactic mold. Alright, I've already been down here to no great result. And this is the part of Metroidvanias where I tend to stumble. I can see enough signs that there is some stuff that I want to work with, but not enough signs of how. I guess I do now have the fireball. So what I should be looking for is places I can break this goop to get some effect. Oh. Oh, butts. Wonderful aesthetic design, though. I really love how this game looks. Alright. Gotta remember to use the gun more. No, it doesn't look very doable, and that looks like it kills you. I assume that the door is open. Just won't budge. Weird. Yeah. Reality's done a heckin' weird angles. Feel as if I am running in circles now. Aha! Aha! See that there? That's the way that those goop was subtly... It was subtly gating the thing, so I couldn't come down here until I'd found the spell. Ow! Okay. You are absolutely not getting in here until such time as you've gotten a way to clear out the goop. Okay. Ahem. Wonder why you come through. F it. Oh, I see. Oh-ho! Not one of these squid arms in a jar. Oh. Hmm. Man, I love this pixel art. It's so expressive and abstracted. Whoa! Teleported right upon's. Oh, neat. See, it says a lot about the kind of person I am, that even though I know that the fireballs recharge, I'm still seeing it, well, I should save my mana to make sure I use the, Neat that he's transparent this time. That was dumb. As was that. Uh-huh. It is interesting the way that Casey's two attacks, well, they're two at the moment, but it is interesting the way that they interact with the lines of body. There's a whole conversation to be had there about Lovecraft's relationship to the body and his one particular step into just the worst kind of transphobia. Like real classic awful. I wonder if that animation of Casey leaning back and going, ugh, is unique. Man, dude stores a lot of bullets. Alright. Well, that's cool. Tentacle warmer. Alright. All right now. Ah, yes, and now KC is part slime. And can now do this. Whee! And that opens up the rest of this path, because now I can just run through. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And from here, I'm getting towards the point where I've hit stuff that I know I've seen before watching Page 404 stream this game. I would just say that it's bad for me to keep playing, and I'm probably going to finish it. It's just, at this point, I know I'm going to be playing into stuff I already know. So, I should be careful. I don't suppose there's a path over there, is there? Woo-hoo. That's going to be something I can climb up later, I'm sure. I do like the way that those little wall eyes periodically dilate. There's some nice little encounter design. The cultist basically serves as blocking bullets for the eye. What's this? Thoracic limb. So that means I can do this. Yeah. So now we can climb. Ta-da! Ah, nuts. You again. It's like a horse's face made out of tentacles. Kind of embarrassing. That's a safe place to stand. So at this point, the slime basically kind of, in a semi-linear way, guides you onward to continue and get the next upgrade, and then that upgrade tells you to backtrack, and the world changes a little on the way. So you might ask the question of like, well, why do things that way? Why ask a player to go back and forth like this, especially because they can't leave until they've got this limb? A good metric for this is to consider that it means that the player is observing the corruption of the character step by step. Metroidvania and Lovecraftian corruption are two themes that work together really nicely, because they're both about the gradual discovery of something about the self and finding ways to overcome your limits. It's just, when you overcome your limits in Lovecraft, you run out onto a moor and set yourself on fire because you find out that you are related to a black person. That is one of his stories. Don't know if I've mentioned, but the dude was frightfully racist. Alright, there's a save. Alright, and this means that we should be able to continue down here and run into that slime pit that was formerly unavailable. Now, I didn't want to keep playing this forever all night, because I don't know if you can catch from the tone of my voice, but it's actually quite late here, and I'm playing the game with the lights out. Aha! Does this place not look familiar? So far, one thing I would say that's interesting, Merritt's comment, is that the inspect button seems to be primarily for the purposes of world and lore fluff. Like, it doesn't seem like inspecting things has opened doors or given me access to routes I didn't otherwise have. And that's interesting. It essentially means that there is a button you can press to say care more about the world, and you'll learn about players based on whether or not they push that button. Got them all. Criminy! What a great cuss. The Algarot. That's a type of rocket, right? Oh. I'm going to take a punt here, and, the people who are in charge of the game can tell me one way or another if I'm right. But that bit there, he says, I haven't seen it myself. I'm betting that librarian has no eyes. Hello, boss fight. Oh, look at the big viney friend. It's non-Euclidean? Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to do my geometry homework. Uh-oh. Oh. This is interesting, because this is not proving particularly difficult, but it is proving concentration worthy. Uh-oh. Gross. I guess that would be all of its stuff. Okay, so yeah, that was lots of fun. The game controls were really good and responsive, even with the keyboard mapping, which honestly is a little weird. I'm going to assume that mapping keyboard is going to be an option later in the game. One thing that's also kind of odd is that pressing down didn't actually teleport you to... Sorry, pressing down didn't send you down at first. It actually made you jump again. So I think that my keyboard mapping got a little weird, and it's possible I need to clean some crumbs out. Anyway, that was Lore Finder, a really lovely game. I'm very much looking forward to playing the rest of this. I'm sorry for being just like such a standard gamer of like, hey, here's a pre-release demo and I got to play it and it's really cool. But yeah, this game's really cool. And I already knew I was going to be a mark for it. I backed it on Kickstarter. Either way, it's a Lovecraftian horror game where the writing is being done by people I trust to have interesting insights into Lovecraft's work from the perspective of marginalized and queer people. It looks amazing, it plays responsively, and there's a bunch of stuff with just this opening level design in the area that you've seen, which shows that a very good internalization of the principles of Metroidvanias. So, I am really hype about this. I look forward to playing more.